welcome back everybody. It's 39-minute workout with David, and today we're talking about the next stage of your kettlebell skills. After a month or two, everybody should be learning the next stage of moves. If you want to make kettlebells really cool, really fun, you got to learn how to do kettlebell complexes, meaning a system of moves that all work together. So like, if I were to just know the first two-hand swing, I want to build up eventually to where I can flow from one move to the other. Like I might want to go swing, clean, squat, press, or whatever. Like a combo of moves, a complex. That's when kettlebells get even more effective, even more fat burning, even more able to change your figure and make you look more athletic. If you gave me 8 minutes to do a workout, I would pick double kettlebell moves. So to do that, you gotta learn the move I'm gonna teach you today called the kettlebell clean. I also want to teach you the one-handed swing because it's after the two-hand swing, which is two hands on one bell. The next set is one-hand swings, okay? And I expect all beginners to master these two moves because they're gonna open up a whole world of other cool kettlebell stuff. The workouts will have more diversity, you will challenge yourself more physically, you'll get better results, okay? So let's talk about how to do that. The one-hand swing I find is one that people usually get very quickly, and there's only one or two issues. There's only one or two challenges you might have. The clean usually will look a little wild, will bang up your wrists a little bit, and will take a little bit of time to work on. Don't despair, but this is time to get wrist guards. If you're going to get serious about kettlebells, most of my clients will start with wrist guards. Like they make kettlebell ones that are very cheap. You can get online or at sporting goods stores, or you can honestly just buy cheapy sweatbands and put on your wrist. Because when you clean the kettlebell, it's a swing that ends at my shoulder. So I'm doing it very smoothly because I'm used to it. I've been doing it a long time, but it's not banging my wrist on the way up. When I teach you and you do this with me, in the beginning, you are gonna go thud and probably not be all that smooth with it. Or you're gonna do some weird bicep curly, kind of ugly stuff, and we're gonna have to work through that. But I don't want you to be discouraged by this move. I want you to work on it. I find this one takes a little more time, but it opens, like I said, it opens up the world of kettlebell moves. It makes everything way more cool. So let's talk about one-hand swing first. Once you have a good two-hand swing technique down, it is the exact same thing, right? My hands go chest to the floor, hands high in the crotch, no gap here. Gap is bad. Hands high in the crotch, right? And eyes up. This is my posture, and then I snap aggressively with my hips. If you don't know that, and you haven't done thousands of reps of that, turn this video off, go back to that move, work on that move for a month, okay? But that's my move, right? Chest to the floor, eyes up, hands high in the crotch. Snap with the hips. That's your kettlebell swing. The one-hand swing is very simple. You literally just grab, if I swing a 53-pound kettlebell, I'm gonna go down to the 44. I'll go down one bell lower, okay? So for those of you who have 3 bells like I recommend, you can go from your swing weight down to your press weight, that's fine. You're gonna take this bell, and what I don't want you to do is rotate your spine to try and get this down the middle, okay? What you cannot do is rotate and come down the middle and shoot to the outside. Your back doesn't want to be rotated like that. I don't like that move. I want you to, if it's in my right hand, I want you to plant it to the inside of your right thigh. So do that with me, and then snap. So it's the same exact motion. I just need to keep my chest and my hips square. So to do that, I'm going to really focus on pointing my shoulders nice and square to the floor, and my hand naturally is going to go to the inside of the same thigh. I might look like I'm in the middle, but I'm not. I'm right where my arm wants to be. So this bell is traveling in a nice straight line from one to the other, and I'm not rotating my shoulders, okay? After that, it's all very simple, and you can try maybe 5 or 10 swings and see how that feels with each arm. And then I'll talk to you about the problems that might arise and how to sort of head them off and see them right away. So if it's in my right, I'm gonna hike. Every time finishing like a punch, pop, abs are engaged, butt is tight, arm is straight ahead, okay? That's where the swing goes. That's a good kettlebell swing. So you want to practice that before you talk. I talk next about the problems that might arise from it, okay? So do a couple on each hand, pause it, come back. And then at this point, let's talk about the problems that arise. Probably the biggest one is with one-handed swings, people will start setting up too wide and then either doing this, right? This is a no-no. In kettlebell world, we never, ever, ever take our hand and put it on our thigh. We don't do it when we press. I don't press like this. I don't swing like this. Your free hand, I want you to get in the habit of, when I go back, it goes back. When I go forward, it goes forward. I even will sometimes have clients tap their hand on the bell on the way up. So when I come back, see how my hand's gonna be nice and in line with me. And when I come forward, it's gonna slap like that, right? The reason being, when people don't do that, they'll do this, or they'll do this. I hate this. I see the arm out there because they're trying to keep it away, which is a good idea. But what they're doing is they start like going it's ugly. Like they start corkscrewing. It's bad. It's a bad habit to get into. You want to make sure the power goes. Remember, straight, straight. So let it swing with you. Let it swing with you. Okay. So again, practice that. Work on that technique. The next piece is people turn this into what I call the oil well swing. Right? They start doing this. And do you see what's wrong with this when I show you this from the side? You should see it if you've followed me. You should see it if you've been studying kettlebells with me. The problem I did is what I do. I just squatted, okay? I'm squatting. This is not a swing. That's maybe a CrossFit swing. That's not a swing. No, that's not an RKC swing, right? I want to get you chest to the floor, hands high in the crotch. This weight's going to go straight back. If I had a bell in my hand, you'd see it behind my butt. And then I'm gonna snap with all my might, and it's gonna come out to here. I'm not gonna add any extra pickup, but I'm gonna come back with it. For some reason, when I give people a one-hand swing, they'll start doing this business, okay? They stand real wide and they start squatting. How do you know if you're squatting versus swinging correctly? There's one right answer, and it's very simple because I've taught you in two-hand swings, chest to the floor. If you get your chest to the floor, watch. I used to teach clients to push their butt back, push their hips back, and man, it would be a process. I'd be like, take your hips, push it to the back wall, push your butt back, push, and it would be like talking to somebody who doesn't speak the language. I'd be like, all right, why does this not work? And I swear, like one day it came to me to focus on people's chest, and ever since then, that's all I teach. I learned when I learned kettlebells to push your hips back. There's so many people that don't know where the hell their hips are and don't know how to hinge them. So what I tell people to do is push your chest to the floor. If your chest is at the floor, you're swinging. If your chest is that way, you're squatting. Good? Now we could talk about do your knees bend or not, how much do your knees bend, all that. But what I've found is different frames will have a different amount of knee bend. My shorter stature folks will look more squatted. My taller folks might look more locked out. Not locked out, but more locked out, right? Like this. Not locked out's bad news, that's bad. But everybody, depending on their height, stature, arm length, all that jazz, will bend their knees a different amount. But everybody, to do a good swing, needs to get chest to the floor and snap, okay? So, when you're one-hand swinging, that's your two things. Get your hand to fly along with you, and make sure you're still doing chest to the floor, hands high in the crotch. If you do those two things, you got a great one-handed swing. Why do you want to learn this? Because you're going to want to learn high pulls and snatches next. And to learn high pulls and snatches, you got to have a powerful boom, snap, boom, snap, boom, snap. Like you got to have a powerful, aggressive hip and stronger hands. Two-hand swing's never going to make your hands all that strong because you're gripping with 6 fingers. With a one-hand swing, you've got nice 4 fingers, all 4 of your hand, so that hand has to start getting stronger, okay? Which leads me to the next thing, which is true of one-hand swings and double cleans, which I'm going to talk to you next. The one-hand swing grip form is there, right? Not there. This is acceptable for pressing and rowing, but when you're swinging and snatching and high pulling, this is your grip, finger grip, claw grip, okay? Like this. That's how I'm swinging it. I didn't really have to make that point with two-hand swing because it's pretty hard to grip with both hands in a fist. But with a one-hand swing, I need to make the distinction that it's not in my palm, it's down on my fingers. Again, the other reason why you're gonna have to get your grip stronger before you start snatching the bell, which is all the way up to the ceiling. You can't learn to snatch until you're strong enough to hold on to the daggone thing, or until your hips are strong enough to generate the power, okay? So let's go to the second move called the double clean. I want you to grab 2 press weights to do this. I do not want you to do this on your swing weight to learn. I have learned through the years of doing this that double is easier to get people to do correctly. Single has this problem of the rotating. And just so you know what a clean is, again, it's a swing that ends at my chest. I swing and it ends here, okay? That's all it is. If you watch from the side, don't pay attention to what the bells do, just watch me. Chest, pop. It's a swing, right? That's important to know. Why do I make that distinction? Because what it's not is a crappy bicep curl. If you forget to go chest, pop, then what you're gonna do is go nothing with the hips, and then you're gonna lean back and you're gonna curl like that. And that's not a clean, that's a crappy curl. It's gonna hurt your back or your arm or your elbow, right? So, I want you, one of the ways when I studied kettlebells, in the certification they would say basically, have somebody swing and then just say, hey, put it up here. And I'll tell you what, 50% of the time, this works and people just get it. So it's worth you trying this once to just go, swing it and put it at your shoulder. And some people, I swear to God, they'll pick it up and they'll just boom, and they, oh, I clean. And I have clients who I teach this skill to, and it's like, boom, they got it. Now there's more to work out, but often that will get you a long way. Just follow the rules of the swing and put it at your shoulder, bam. If it doesn't, chances are here's what happens. Chances are what happens is, A, you forgot to swing, that's important. Chest to the floor, pop, right? That's all I ever want you in your brain. Chest to the floor, hands on your crotch, snap. But here's usually what happens. People go and they go out and then they pull back. Or they don't gun their hips and they lean backwards. Either of them are ugly and painful, not pleasant, okay? I want you to go chest to the floor, pull. Notice where my elbow went, chest to the floor, pull. There was a little drill we learned in the certification where you actually put paper under your armpit and hold on to that thing, and they would make us go clean, clean. The point being, my upper arm never gets away from my torso or the paper falls out. It's a great technique. It can help you learn this if you're struggling with this. Probably only gonna work one arm at a time. I don't think you could do 2 unless somebody is there to help stick paper on your armpit, but you wanna keep that elbow, right? Turn this way, boom, nice and tucked. So all you're doing on the way up is instead of letting it go out, you're going boom, like a quick little boom, elbow strike, and it brings it back to your shoulder. The end point being right where I'm gonna press, which is where? Thumbs at my collarbone, that's where you wanna end, okay? So we've got the swing part, we've got the pull. Now let's talk about how to not bang up your elbows. Not your elbows, your forearms. Number 1, wear pads. If you're tougher, don't wear pads. I never wore pads, didn't bother me, but a lot of my clients who bruise, they want to wear pads, because otherwise people ask them, what does your husband do to you? Which we don't want that question, because it looks like somebody's been grabbing you forcefully. It's not nice. So wear pads, protect yourself from bruises, it's good. So the next technique, and this is a very, very important piece of the double clean, is what do your hands do when you come down? Inevitably, when I teach people to clean, probably the biggest problem I have, one, the swing mechanics. Okay, I'm just gonna hit that chest to floor, eyes up, hands behind the crotch, snap. As long as you got the swing mechanics on, right, we need that back arched. You cannot ever, ever, ever bend the spine this way. If you do that, you're probably not ready for the double clean. Do some more 1 and 2 hand swings, come back to it. But once you've got that good swing form, I'm assuming that's taken care of. Next is the hands. We never, ever, ever, did I say ever, come down with a kettlebell with your thumbs facing out. It will feel normal. It will feel like, but David, that feels right. But just trust me with this when it's wrong. You never, ever, ever swing a kettlebell with your thumb facing this way. Why? Because here's the deal. When you come down, 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 and your elbow hits your torso, you've still got to come back further with that bell. You're hyperextending your elbow. Bad news. That's not going to work. But watch, hyperextending my elbow. Or if I turn it, beep, good. Now it's planted against, high in the crotch, forearms completely in touch with my torso and my thigh. That's where I want it. Why? Because my thumb is inward, right? My thumb is inward. So they taught us this really dorky thing. Who's the man? I'm the man. Who's the man? I'm the man. It's so stupid, but it works. It's stuck in my head like 10 years later. Your thumbs point at you. Your thumbs point at you, okay? Stick your thumbs out. Stick them at your collarbone. Stick them behind your butt. Collarbone, butt. So what is your hand doing? Up close, literally. On the way up, that. On the way down, that. Inward. I know it might feel strange. I know you might be sitting there being like, yeah, but that's not right. Or yeah, that doesn't make sense. Trust me. Just skip to the point, boom, and snap. Just get used to that with your hands before you pick up the bell. Now when you go to do it, here's what it looks like in real time. Watch my thumbs closely. You're gonna turn towards me and then at me again. So they're at my collarbone. When I hike it behind me, my thumbs are gonna twist, 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 twist. That's your clean, folks, okay? I love that move. You should love that move. Fall in love with this move. This move is the coolest move because now you get to go swing, clean, squat, press, swing, clean, lunge. You get to start turning into these dynamic workouts where you're hitting all these muscle groups. You're doing strength and cardio and core all at the same time. It really is the gateway drug to all the cool stuff in kettlebell. So learn the clean. Don't be discouraged. It's not an easy skill for most people, but it's a worthwhile skill. You will find one of the cool things about kettlebells is they're gonna make you more athletic. They're gonna make you learn. They're gonna push your edges. I love that about kettlebells. Hopefully you do too. It's not just a damn machine you sit on and you go, I'm doing bicep curls. Because that's boring and doesn't get the results and it takes forever and there's no skill involved. People feel a genuine pride when they learn these drills and you look at them 6 weeks later and you're like, I can't believe that person's basically a beginner. I want that to be you too. Let's learn it the right way. Let's do it the right way. I know cleans, probably you might have some questions. Please feel free to shoot questions at me. I love helping people with questions. Remember to subscribe to my channel, 39-Minute Workout with David. And if you're interested in online kettlebells, I have an online kettlebell program called T39, Transformation 39, and it is at onlinekettlebells.com. Check it out. I'll see you later.